So 2 days ago, I received a message from Phil, and then after reading the message, I volunteered to do the Rump session. So basically, our session is about the grid, which is a challenge proposed at delayed memory, so as presented before. So the challenge was that it was just a reverse challenge, and if you go to this branch, you win, and otherwise you lose. So if you go there. But if you look at the string, as it was presented before, it looks really like a maze, and you have to follow the path and get out of the maze to win. And so we are 3 working at the same office. And since we work in security, we don't discuss each other. We are not really social. So we solve the challenge with 3 different solutions. The first one, so go ahead. One of our colleagues was injured, so he was looking for a solution involving only one hand to the challenge. So obviously use anger. I don't know if you know it, but you just tell anger you want to go to this first address, the find address, and you want to avoid the address which tell you that you are out of the maze. And if you run anger with one hand, you will have the flag in 11 seconds. So that was the first solution. The second solution will be presented by Karim, but I have a disclaimer. He will show you some Python code in Python 2. So if you don't feel good about that, maybe you should leave the room right now.
Just to be clear about that, you have still 1 month to migrate to Python 3. So
it will be deprecated in January, so be careful.
Yeah. So bad thing can happen, obviously. So as said before, the maze looks like this, and whenever you test a character or a valid one, it will go through the maze with X's, which is the basic ID, and it will go up the maze until you exit. So my solution was to use R2 pipe. So you need to load the program. And what I did personally, because we faced some limitation of R2 pipe and we needed to figure it out, but we had some pain with this. Basically, you load the program with some arguments. So on my side, it was loading the arguments with a dummy argument, let's say 11 A's. Then you execute until the argument is in the register, RDI. And then you basically catch how many X's you have inside the memory. And then you continue by testing one character after the other. You have the number of X's, and if you don't face, so if you go inside the wall, you will have a message printed. It's the can't, so you can't go there. And if the number of X's was bigger than the original one, this means that you have a valid character. And if you have a nice inside the output, this means that you have basically find your flag. This takes approximately, let's say, it depends on the computer, but on the same computer as Anger, it was like 4 minutes to do.
And so the last method I did was simple, just reverse. So you just go and you see that the character you give to the program is sliced in 2 bytes. And for each of these slices, it will call the same function. So I thought that it was a move function, and it is called with an argument which is on 2 bits. And then if you go to this function, the move function, you can clearly see that it will decide which direction you will go depending of the value of these 2 bits. So it was not really difficult to find that if you give 0, you will go left. If you give 1, you will go up, and so on. So for example, if you take L, which is 76 or 76 in French, you will have this group of 2 bits, and then it will do a sequence up, left, down, left, and you can play into the maze like this, and you see the X going up to the maze, and finally output the flag. If you want to have the complete script of the 3 solution, we have published the write-up, so feel free to...
It will be in Python too, some parts.
Yeah,
so.
sorry for that.
Sorry for that.
Thank you.